American flag in Grant Park. The police, under apparent orders from Chicago Mayor Richard Daley, responded by tear gassing and clubbing their way through a crowd of about 10,000 people.
The riots of 1968 and now, 2020. You know, things weren't so different back then compared to now. People were still fighting for civil justice during 1968 like they are now. To compare such similarities and differences, I'd like you to meet my grandmother, an extraordinary lady who lived through the riots of 1968 and 2020.
I had a terrible experience in 1968 when Martin Luther King was killed. We were at the market, we were shopping and, getting our groceries and putting them in a basket, when all of a sudden people started screaming and we heard crashed glass and we realized that something was wrong. People were breaking the windows, the glass door, and breaking into the store with bats and rocks. We were very, very scared. We were frightened, my cousin and I, and we got to where the car was parked, luckily, and people were chasing us. They started to hit the car with their bats, but I started the car, and I don't know how I did that. I had to go through these people that were in front of me, trying to go very slow that I wouldn't hit them. We drove down Florence. That was already, everybody was breaking into houses, into stores, into every place. We had all these fires going on all over the place. We didn't know which streets to take at the time because there were fires. When we left the market and we were running to the car, my thoughts were that we would never get home safe. They're going to kill us. They were hitting everybody that went across from them. It was a very hard experience for me, but luckily I survived.
As the evening wore on, officials said the incidence of fires seemed to be lessening somewhat. That assessment based on a helicopter trip over their city.
They get mad at people because we're not letting them treat us like children.
Those riots in 1968 were worse than what we are going through right now. I'm saying this because people died. I remember the milkman that used to deliver the milk to us. He was attacked and beaten, and he died. We never knew names, never knew these people like we do now, and we happen to know them with the pictures on TV. During that time, you would try to speak and they would quiet you up. But now, people are finally speaking for their rights and are being listened to. At that time, nobody was being supported, but they didn't realize that they could call onto these people and talk to them and did something about it. But not everybody did. And now, people are a little more civilized, are more open to say how their feelings are aloud and are being heard. Try to talk to people and tell them not to, riot, to, calm down and let's all get together and speak up, but the right way, correct way, the way we should do it.
It's beautiful, man. You got every color of personality, almost every nationality, every religion, together.
If I'm not over here messing up my community, what are y'all doing?
In other words, I feel, mijo, that really, people are more educated nowadays, than they were then. I feel there's a change from then to now, and there's a difference.
The problems that we face today, that we are trying to fix now, have been with us since the day of our nation's founding. If we want change, if we want justice We must stand up for our rights through peace and protest, not chaos and riots. Like my grandmother said, we must calm down and get together to speak up the right way, the correct way.